everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and I was filming a different video, so I thought I would hop on here and film the intro for this video. I am super excited because I pre-ordered a couple of Hemlock and Oak planners. I talked about potentially using their daily planner as like an evening routine type of journaling, creative endeavor. I don't exactly know how it's going to shake up, but I only had a half-year undated version. It's actually this one, so I ended up having this. It is a thick, chunky book, but it's only half of a year, so I thought if I got really into it, I would be kind of ticked off that I only have a half year and I'd have to purchase something at that point. And so I went ahead and just pre-ordered. I had a couple of referral codes that I could use to help offset a little bit of the cost, so I ended up getting like, I don't know, like 20 something dollars off. I ended up with a $30 off coupon bit because their rates are Canadian dollars and my rates are US dollars. It ended up being like $25-ish off, which is really good, but I still paid the majority of this out of my own pocket. So I ended up with two different ones to review and talk about for you guys. I'm planning on using this big chalky one for my daily like evening wind down type of routine. So it is a dated 2024. So that's fun. I'm excited about that. It is in the rosewood color, which we'll talk about when I get up close and personal with it. I'll show you guys up on the screen and talk about the color a little bit. And then I got this like olivey type color one, and this is the minimalist planner. So this one's a lot smaller than any of the other ones. You can see these are the undated weekly and dailies that I talked about and reviewed sometime this year. I reviewed it for 2023, but they are undated. You can use them anytime. The minimalist planner is much smaller. You can see like much smaller all around. You're going to sticker test this one because it does have the same kind of columns, but I don't know if they are going to be sticker friendly columns or not. I haven't really looked at it yet. So in this video, we are going to talk through the new 2024 layouts a bit. I'll link to my other Hemlock and Oak video where I walked through the two undated versions. These are just the daily and weekly undated versions, and I'll talk about colors. We'll look at them up close. We'll sticker test, and I'm very excited to dive into this. I really love their planners. And one of the main things is they use sustainable resources. They use recycled inks and papers whenever and wherever possible. And they don't include plastic in their packaging. Like there's no plastic on this. So I really appreciate that. I also got a set of tabs that we will walk through and talk about a little bit. And yeah, I'm just super excited. I love that it's a company that they're really trying to use locally sourced ingredients. They are in Canada. I like that they are really conscious about environmental stuff, and like clearly I'm not that conscious of it, but I like when companies have a conscience, and I just love talking about some of the smaller companies that are doing things right, and I'm really excited to use this. Look how big and chunky it is, but it's so beautiful. Like just having this sitting on my nightstand would be beautiful. We're gonna put in kind of like a reading nook in our bedroom, and I could see this like being up on a shelf. I love the color of it. I'm like definitely the kid on Christmas when I get a new shiny planner. I'm like, ooh, it's so shiny, and I can talk about it for so long. So I have to cut myself off at some point. So let's go ahead and switch camera angles and we will talk about the new planner goodness. We're going to sticker test the minimalist planner. It is an A5-ish sort of size. The paper itself looks to be about A5. I've got an A5 size planner here. With the cover, it definitely is a touch bigger, but I think the actual paper itself is pretty much A5 size. So I've got some Hobonichi cousin style stickers and some 1.5-inch stickers that we can play around with and test out in these. So real quick, I want to go over the minimalist one first. This one's just very sleek and streamlined. It is a much smaller profile. It's also a much smaller contents wise. So we're going to flip through. It starts out the same way with the recycle looking paper as the coverlet. You get your title page, and then you don't have a whole lot as far as the beginning prep and goal setting type of stuff. So they do these like natural looking craft papers with their quotes on it. They've got a table of contents. The entire books from Hemlock and Oak are numbered. Page numbers on everything, and also the kind of page it is on everything. So here's the 2025 overview. You move into horizontal view, vertical view, notes, and then you move into lots of stuff. So you do get this bit of planning for this book. It is just a horizontal planning for the whole year. So you get your little monthly calendars. The weekends are grayed out and they are together. You get some grid for each one, and it is however you want to use it. It's got a little quote at the top. And then it also has this horizontal one. So this is more of like your habit tracker thing. You can dot off different habits. You can write in certain metrics that you're keeping track of. You also have a space down at the bottom to do with whatever you want, and a little space up at the top to write in whatever it is that you're tracking. again with the quote up at the top. And this is very sleek looking. There is grayscale a little bit. There's a little bit of that craft brownish color here and there as well. And it's just very light and nothing is super stark contrast in your face. It's just very nice and sleek looking. And then you move into your holiday page, and then you get a notes page here. And then you get, what they have is a review and an overview. So you get your last month's review. So this will be your December review. It has different sections here. It's got 3 memorable moments this month. What gave you energy this month? What drained you? So you've got a plus for energy, minus for drain. And then here, a lesson, thought, or growth moment for this month. It's all grid spacing here, except right here, the top 3 is just lines. And then the January overview. This is the kind of page that you're going to get at the start of every month. What boundaries will you set for yourself this month? List 3 ways that you can carve out time for self-care. What intentions do you have this month? What milestones are you focusing on? What habits do you want to cultivate this month? Are there any barriers? Here's a little monthly habit tracker, and then it says frequency here as far as your habits, and then you put in a reward. So it's very much more like self-care, self-improvement focused versus like hustle and bustle work, any of that kind of thing. There's some self-care mentions, there's boundaries, there's just personal stuff on here, which I like their spin on goal setting. It definitely does not give you that like girl boss side hustle mindset. It's just more of like improving your life and really focusing in on what's important to you. And then you get your monthly calendar, and these are Monday starts, so your weekends are together. And again, it's very grayscale. You get a little bit of the brown shining through here and there. There's moon phases, there's holidays down at the bottom as well, and they're just in a lighter color. And then you've got this column down the side that has check boxes in every other place. So if you've got goal setting stuff or monthly to-dos, that'd be a great place to put it right there. And then I noticed that this does have the 6-week calendar here. So if you have a week that has like 1 day here, 2 at the end of the month, you're not going to have any shared boxes. They're each going to get their own box. And once it goes to the end of the month, all the other ones are like lighter shaded, grayed out. So you get all of the days, like the whole 6-week grid is numbered. It just happens to be anything past the first of the next month is grayed out. So you get all the way to the 11th in this particular calendar because it does have that 6 weeks. So that's good for like forward planning. If you're not yet ready to write it in your next month, you have it right there. And then this one moves directly into the weeks. So this is what I wanted to test out. It is a vertical column weeks. It's got your little monthly calendar here, and it's got the week circled, or I guess like squared out, rectangled out. And then it's got Monday start, your holidays are up here. You get this blank box, and then it starts the grid with the timeline, and then you have more space down at the bottom here. And there is a little heart. That's gonna be like your self-care line. And then they have a little bit of the sidebar already kind of mapped out. You've got a focus, intentions, and tasks. The tasks list has those same little check boxes every other square. So it's like you can write on 1 line and then have a gap, or write on 2 lines if you need 2 lines. And that only goes to the end where the self-care line is. It's that last check box. And then this is all blank down at the bottom. So you can carry your days down, or you can use this box completely differently. And it's all gridded, so it's easy for any sort of little habit trackers or tracking metrics type graphs and things. It's totally easy to do that on this kind of graph paper. And then it also still has the moon phases and the holidays up at the top, like I said. And then the hourly goes from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And of course you can extend it down, or if you have something earlier, you can put it in that box up at the top. So I really, really like the way that this looks. It's very minimal, sleek, grayscale with a touch of brown here and there, but not a whole lot of in-your-face color or anything. So it's really great if you want to sticker it up. And we are going to try out these 2 and see how they look on here. I don't know, it's going to be a little bit of an overlap with these 1.5, but I'm hoping that these 1.3 inch stickers will fit. It looks like they will. So we're going to just grab one for science and stick it down in here. So we're just going to sacrifice a little bit here for this first week. It looks like if you stick it down, hopefully you guys can see this. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to rip this back up, but if you stick it down exactly on the line here, it's going to cover your hourlies. So it's a little bit awkward like that. I would probably personally center that a little bit better so that I would cover up the hours completely. I just don't like the idea of like half of a number hanging out. So they will fit. You can kind of center them, kind of cover up the numbers like so. And that, I think, works smoothly enough. I'm a little bit crooked, but it's not that big a deal. I'm hoping to take it back off And it seems like this paper is pretty forgiving. It definitely ripped like the top surface of the paper. I have done a pin test on this paper previously. I'm not going to pin test it again just for like time's sake. You can go back to that other video and find the pin test, but it's pretty forgiving. I've stuck it down twice. I didn't like rub it on really hard, but I definitely made sure it was stuck, and it did like fuzzy the paper a little bit. I have no doubt if you left it on there, it would totally rip the paper. But as far as like being able to reposition it, seems like you can if you're really delicate with it. So I'm going to take this one. I don't really use these groceries ones, and we're going to see about these 1.5 inch stickers. Oh, they do look like they're going to fit. Okay. So it looks like 1.5 inch stickers will fit. So you can do the 1.5 inch stickers and the Hobonichi cousin style stickers that are 1.3 inch. So again, like easy to pull off if you're delicate with it and don't stick it down really, really hard. If I were to like rub over the sticker, it would definitely have not come back up. But it gives you a little bit of wiggle room to reposition as needed. I really like their paper. It's smooth feeling, but it's not super smooth like a plum paper planner paper. It's just like a nice weighted paper. I do love the bound book. I love that it lays pretty flat, as you can see, and I like their layout. It's very clean and sleek. And this one's minimal because it doesn't have a whole lot of fluff in the beginning of the month. It just gives you those monthly review and overview pages. So these will be the same every month from month to month. And I do like, some people don't like this, but I do like the monthlies are all dispersed throughout this book. So you're going from month to month in this book. So all the way through to the end, we'll cut to the very end of the book. So we're approaching January of 2025. So here is the last week here, and you get your December review, a January overview to work a little bit forward, and then you've got a couple of pages of notes in the back. It goes from 168 to 191. So it's a sizable little chunk back there, and then you get the last page here has another one of the little quotes, and then the recyclable coverlet paper, which I think is just gorgeous. I love the look of that recycled paper. You do have one bookmark in here, no type of folders or anything in here. Oh, two bookmarks, sorry, they were stuck together, but there's no folders or anything. You could definitely stick in some sort of adhesive backed folder if you want something in there, like a pocket. And then you've got the two bookmarks that match the cover beautifully. You can see that. It's like a darker shade and a lighter shade. You get the little bit of imprint on the back with their branding. Otherwise, it's very, very sleek and simple and beautiful. And I love their books. They're like this coated linen. You can feel the texture of the linen, but it definitely feels coated to where it's not gonna stain up really, really easily. It definitely has some sort of protective, like a Scotch-Guardy type of thing on it to protect it. So very, very beautiful. It is minimalist. They do have the same sort of weekly layout in a little bit bigger of a form factor. The regular books, they have undated and dated versions of this. And then this one's more of the A5 slimlined type of book. We are going to move into the daily planner now. This is the whole year in one book. So because of it being the entire year, they did not put all of the goal setting stuff in this book either. So the minimalist doesn't have a whole lot of goal setting stuff, and neither does the dated daily because it is a full year. Now the undated daily is a 6-month book. It is quite a bit slimmer, you can see, and it does have all of those goal setting pages in the front. So if you want to see the actual like chunk of goal setting stuff in the front here, all this like goal setting stuff, and this one actually has the monthly review and overview pages in the front. And I was actually including all of the monthly pages and those review and overview pages in that like goal setting chunk. In the minimalist, those overview and review pages are dispersed. And then also in this book, the monthly calendars look to be dispersed as well. So same deal with the coverlet paper is that recycled paper that's really pretty. You get your title page, you move into the same sort of like quote type page with the craftish color. And then your index page, everything is numbered. You get your horizontal planning, and then you move into holidays, important dates and stuff. And then you get your monthly calendar. It's set up the exact same way. Monday start, weekends together, quote at the top, sidebar that has a checklist section on it. And then you move into your daily pages. So one thing, I'll show you my idea for using this moving forward. I want to use this as just like a journaling thing, but I want you to see the daily page. This is a nice big page. It has the schedule on it, and it goes from 5 a.m. all the way to 11 p.m. with a little self-care line. This whole big section is checklisted. The check boxes, it's got a little place for intentions. The moon phases are on here. Holidays are also on here. And then you get a little focus section, and then these pages are all dated. and they're all numbered, and they all have like the whole week. So this is a Sunday. It has the Sunday in brown where all the other days of the week are grayed out, and then here moves into the first. That's the day that's colored, and then depending on what day of the week you're on, it depends on where the little brown bolded out number is. So it just shows you where you are in the week down at the bottom, and it's really discreet, so if you don't need to use it, it's just totally something you could ignore, and you don't have to actually use it if you don't want to. But what I'm thinking is just using this for journaling. I don't intend to actually use the schedule at all, and these little check boxes are so light that I can totally ignore those as well. But I really like the way that this is set up. It's clean and sleek. You can use the structure of it if you want to, but you don't have to, and you just get your days of the week all the way through the whole month here. And since this is, you know, a whole big chunky monkey book, you don't get those overview and review pages. You just strictly get the monthly calendars and the daily pages, and it's still a big beefy book with all of that. And because of the way, you know, it's the entire book, you don't get notes pages or anything at the back. This one has 2 ribbon bookmarks as well, and I want to see them in comparison to the cover. Still, there's a lighter and a darker version, just like with the other books. But I think they look good. I definitely noticed that this is brighter and this one's way more dusty colored, so I can see where they were coming with saying that the color printed a little bit brighter, and I just think it's pretty. I've looked at it enough in various different lights to really appreciate the color of it. So this bookmark definitely looks more dusty than this cover, but I love the color. I've looked at it in various different lights. It does look brighter than I had expected, but it's still like a really beautiful pink. Still leans that little dusty, very like floral feeling color. So I'm totally hooked on this. I love that I got the dated one. I went back and forth between if I was going to order it or just use the one I already had, but this one is not dated at all. And I'll show you what I did. I started setting this up for the end of the year. I've got some journaling prompts. So I had seen Helen from the Coffee Monsters Co. post. She just had these journaling prompts that she was using like at the corner of her daily page in her, I think her Hope Nietzsche is what I was thinking she was using. It has a daily page. It was definitely that Tomoe River paper, planner paper. She just had this like box, and she wrote the prompt at the top and then did a little bit of journaling for that. And she uses hers as like to-do listing, drawing, doodling, all sorts of stuff. Every day is a little bit different, but she had this box. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do journaling prompts. I think that's great. Sometimes I'm trying to journal and I don't have anything like in the top of my mind to journal about. And she answered somebody in a comment. Somebody's like, where do you find journaling prompts, or how did you come up with those journaling prompts? And she said she just Googled it. And I was just like shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, duh, I can totally just Google it. So I Googled November journaling prompts and December journaling prompts, and I wrote them in here to use as like my, you know, my test run the next couple of months to see how I like this. And I will just journal, you know, straight across this whole page. But I wrote in some of the quotes, I guess through the end of November here, because I wanted to go ahead and already have it set up to where I can do these journaling prompts every day. And some of them I find a little bit hooky, not something I really want to journal a whole page about, but some of them I found really exciting to think about. So I already wrote out a whole month's worth. I'll write in the December ones as well, but that's my concept. That's my thought. It's just writing in the journaling prompts. You can Google them and find them in lots of different places. I'm going to cover up this page because I did a little bit of journaling. It says November monthly prompts from the intention habit. So that's where I got the November prompts from. I thought that would be about the approach I would take with this as a daily journaling practice. I will do the journaling prompt. It probably won't be an entire page, at least not every day. So I thought I would use it for doing some other things like brush lettering practice, just writing out thoughts, ideas, lists, whatever comes to mind. Maybe even a little bit of doodling, even though I'm not a big doodler, but I thought it could be just whatever comes out of my mind creatively or journaling. So that's what I ended up buying this one for. I just love it. I want to keep this on my little nightstand or put it in my reading nook. That's kind of my concept. I'm testing out this one first since I still have 2 more months left through this year. But I hope you guys like this look at the Hemlock and Oaks. I have the undated daily and the Undated Weekly in a separate video. I'll link down below for you guys. I am now an affiliate for Hemlock and Oak, so I do have a coupon code for you guys and an affiliate link. If you purchase through that link, I would totally appreciate it because it does help out this channel. It does not change anything on your end, but it gives me a percentage of the sale, so I can use that to put towards future purchases for this channel. So it definitely helps keep this channel running when I get those affiliate credits at various different companies, stores. So I really appreciate it. I try to use affiliate links whenever possible, especially something I'm super excited about. I hope to be able to share this one throughout 2024 and maybe even talk about it beforehand. Talking about how it's gone with using the journaling prompts and setting it up as like a creative nighttime journaling type of routine. It's just one of those things that I've really wanted to do, and I love that this one's dated. This one's not dated, so it's not as good for me. I really want just like a dated daily thing. I ended up with a couple of other dated daily things for 2024 because I found when I got undated daily stuff, it's just hard for me to want to use them. So anyway, hope you guys like this look at the planners. I do have coupon codes and affiliate links down below for you guys, so you can check that out, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.